Alright, here I am, trying to not wear headphones and do it differently. Maybe it'll be less distracting. And no voice chats today. So, still working on the view to world coordinates. Got most of it working. How does it sound? And can you hear the music? So it sounds good? This close is way more comfortable. I mean, the headphones are alright for a few hours, but some of the streams go on so long, it's like... So, yeah, I fixed the... Where the frick is it? Oh, I gotta add that somewhere else, too. The reflection thing. But now, the ones with the path. Some of the paths, since that's made with the lost maker, I gotta reconstruct like the last few steps or something. So it goes off the screen a little further. Okay, you and the keyboard. Yeah, it feels like normal work now. I never could work with headphones on. Not long time though. I gotta find some good little light ones. Those other ones that I bought broke for $5. That didn't really work. And my $300 ones are too heavy to wear for like 8 hours. Oh, I didn't even test. Does this work? Sure, whatever. SRH 840. Yeah, these aren't... This has got to be fixed. That's got to be fixed. Alright, one thing at a time here. Do I make another step in here, or do I just add some points onto the end? Yeah, these sound really good. I never could wear any headphones. I mean, those are really comfortable and stuff. It's just I don't like something on my ears for long term. Like my friend Mike, when he works with headphones on all day, I just never liked it. I still think this is off one frame. I've never had a pair of headphones that I could wear for long term, and then those ones that go in your ear, those little ear pod things, forget it. Ugh. I gotta look at the old code. A knight of the old code. Yikes, I don't want to do that. Really don't get why this doesn't work the other way. Wait a second. Let's see, what was I thinking down here? Oh, it moves by the speed. Yeah, I'm just testing stuff. Just want to make sure that it's exactly like the original. That's so weird. First it moves to the first. I gotta do the where's it coming up? Oh. That's some good docks there. What I gotta do is That's pretty close. Seems pretty close. Except for the mine's not showing up and stuff. Or maybe they don't show up on the difficulty. I don't know. Oh. Movement. I don't know. I might mess it up. Let me think about this. If I had something onto the end of the path. Oh shit, I didn't want to put that on here. I get my... Oh, I can take that out. It's using Bezier curves now. The other ones, they used to move like mechanical. I don't like that. I always wanted it to move smooth. Not to mention there's like errors in the movement code. Total original steps. There are no waypoints anymore. Well, there are, but there's one for each frame at 240 hertz. There's not much you could do about it because before it was like here, here, here. There's like, 4 points on the screen. That's why the ships went dunk, dunk, and moved like robots. There might be a way to tighten the curve a little bit. I don't know, but that's irrelevant right now. There's 2 ways I can do this. I could have it when it's done. It goes into a third state that just keeps moving at the last angle, but that might not work for every ship. God, this is a mind fuck. Yeah, I can't add it here because the path is used for other things. Shit. Or let's see something. Does that ever happen? I guess it does. Okay, there's a lot of ships without paths. How about this? If occur should just call it path. All right, so all those types have a path. I guess no ship is bigger than 128. Original speed, fuck. Original speed, so 128. Say divided by speed of 6. 21. Wait, 240. Wait. I'm gonna do a test. what is it? 128 equals... Double. Oh, fuck it. I'm just gonna... Need the last two steps. Minus one. I think I'd use lerp. Let me think about this. Vector 2. Call it V1. My water's warm. Ugh. So... Actually, that's wrong. 2, 1, 1.0 plus 1.0 divided by no. I think a lerp would go past. Original speed. Wait, I'm only adding 1. What am I thinking? Yeah, I'm overthinking this. All I gotta do is add 1. The other functions will smooth this out. I don't know how much that means in real world. I'm gonna move it 128. I think so. You got 0.1 going to 0.2. That could be any distance. But I needed to go to 0.3, which is 128. Might be a better way of doing this. these websites wanting to log in. I wonder if, wait a second. I might have that backwards, but we'll see. Let's see what that comes out to. Oh shit, it's out of scope. Okay. To debug this. Okay, so 0, -8. Why aren't these sorted alphabetically? Really annoying. Okay, so the last one is y negative 8. Okay, let's see what I count is too. 9. V2, V1. I think I have this backwards, but... Yeah, I think that's right. What kind of path is that? So negative 8, the next point's like halfway, more than halfway down the screen? Doesn't make sense. It's 136. Oh, yeah, that might be right. And 128 plus 136. Wait, no. 128 equals 264 minus... Yep, that's right. Can we just add 1 point? Keegan, are you here? I might switch to the voice chat. Wait a second. I know, I'm doing this all wrong. This. Oh, dude, can't normalize. Aw, man. It's the wrong damn file. No, it still doesn't have it for 2. What is it? Plus, yeah. I thought it had the square root in there somewhere. Oh, yeah, it does. Oh. I think that's normal, right? It looks like that. Let's try it out. What the hell? Oh. Looks right. Here we go. This will be a good one. F8. That looks right. New one. New one equals V2 plus S1 times 128.0. Now N1 should be the new point. Oh. You know what? Hold on. Now I don't have to mess around. Get 'em, boys. This looks like it might be working. The last coordinate's 128. I wanted to add 128 to it. It's 256. Hey, Keegan, this math looks right, don't it? I'm trying to add a point. So I took the last 2 points, made a normal direction and normalized it. And then new vector equals last vector plus the normalized direction vector times 128. Yeah, that's right. Right? I might start the voice chat going again. I might need to bullshit it. Keegan, you got a few minutes? Hold on, I gotta go get some more water. All right, let's see how if this seamlessly switches. I got a button set up for it. Let's go to I got a headphones scene and a non-headphone scene. but I might have to switch. Is this working? Now the voice chat. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Let me pull this over to this display so I don't have to lean.
Hey, can you guys in the stream hear me? Juggernaut, can you hear us? Say something. Let's see if the meter moves. Oh, you can hear both of us? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm trying to make the ships go like 128 past the last point. Only if
just in whatever direction they were going at that.
Yeah. So I took the last 2 points, made it. I think this was right for a normal direction and normalize it. Then I just take that times 128, right? I'm sure there's some cases where this won't work. I should check that the last point is near the bottom of the screen or something.
More problematically, I think, is going to be when you've got waypoints that are relatively far apart, right? Like the direction, because it's a curve, if the average direction between the last 2 waypoints is not really that close to the direction that it was moving when it's finished the curved section, it's going to like veer off suddenly at an angle.
Well, the last point should be off screen already. I just want the reflections to not to blink off when the ship disappears. That's what this is for.
Right, yeah.
I mean, if something comes up where it does something weird, I'm sure I can come up with a special case. But that math sounds right. I looked at it in the debugger. It looks...
Yeah. It's if you're trying to take the direction between the last 2 points and multiply it out by 128, which is the distance that you want to go. Yes, that should be correct.
Yeah, I was going to put like another case in the damn enemy thing, like another state, like when it's ending. And I'm like, wait a second, I just add so many points into the original thing. But now I got to know how much is adding one more point add to the time. I'd like a time per step. Otherwise, it's going to run faster. You know what I
mean? You don't care about time after you've hit what is effectively like the last point, right? So if you can
no. Okay, the array it makes of points, it's one array thing per frame at 240 hertz. So I have to, so the total. I see what you mean. Yeah, if it's one, okay,
right.
It doesn't
like just subtract 1 when you do the time step, right? When you calculate the time step from the number of elements in the array.
Yeah, my point is I want to add to the total time, or do I? I mean,
because it's already gone to where you want it to. You just want to keep it going after that, right?
I just want the reflection to keep moving at the same speed it was at. So I got to account for that, I think. No, I don't. I don't think I do. Like a total original steps. All right, so yeah, then I just go total steps plus, and then I go. Did I malloc the O points? Oh, makes it +1. I
mean, the other thing too is that the magnitude of the thing that you're adding, right? Like, because it's linear, it's always going to be the same duration, right? Like, you should be adding the same duration to every.
Yeah, my point is up here. I figured out the total time and everything of the original path, how long it takes to traverse the original path, but now there's an extra step in it. So somewhere I got to add here. 12 steps for a point I count.
It's the total time just becomes however long it takes for that enemy to move 128.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Hold on. I gotta do something here. Do I have an original count? No. I know you could probably modify the input variables, but I'm not a fan of that for some reason. Let them know they're pure.
Preference thing. It's fine.
Actually, I shouldn't modify it up to that point because it's working on the original. Oh, I don't even need that value. I don't think. I'll leave that there. Total steps. Total original steps. I got to recalculate this. Do I even use it again? No, I don't. It's going to make it faster. What am I missing here? You know what I'm saying, though? It's like if it took, say, 3 seconds to do it with 9 steps, it's going to take 9 seconds to do it at 10 steps, so it's going to go faster. But I just got a feeling I'm calculating this wrong to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, you need to add the time again. So if you know that the distance that you want it to move after the original path is constant, right? It's always 128.
After, yeah, it's going to just move. I'm just pulling that number out of my butt because I don't think there's any ships that are bigger than 128 high.
Sure.
I mean,
So
theoretically, okay, go ahead.
How right now do you compute how long it takes to run that path?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I wrote this a while ago. Total original steps, total distance. I think I'm overcomplicating this.
Right, just like figure out where that time variable or duration variable gets assigned. Work backwards from there.
Let me just refresh my memory of what I was thinking when I wrote this.
Babies.
Hello, exception. Oh, fuck it. I signed this. I did. Should not touched it. And now doing both, it is definitely easier to think when you don't have the headphones on and talking to people. But I think it's just one of these problems where talking to somebody will actually help. But total original steps. Oh, that's well. Okay, that's how many steps, not how many array items. Okay, now I remember. I'm totally thinking about this wrong. So then I got to add total steps. Total steps plus equals what? 128 divided by speed, right?
Yeah. Yeah. If you know the speed, it's a linear move. So yeah, you can just add the time that it would take at that speed to move 128. Yes.
I don't use the time anywhere again. I don't think this is right. Somewhere it's got to have the fixed rate in there. So that's why I calculated total time.
Somewhere you have to know how fast that object is moving.
Total distance. Let me copy and paste this. Total distance changed, so they'll get be total. Right? Oh, not F. That seems right, doesn't it? We could run it and see what happens. It's at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Let's run it in debug mode, see where it actually crashed. Oh, I didn't initialize the original count. Right?
That's actually what the error said.
Oh, did it? I didn't see it.
Yeah. I know, Scott. I know.
These are linear, so this doesn't matter. These will work. Now these. It looks like they're... Whoa! Yeah. Yeah.
Not quite.
I think I know what it is. I think I would guess that I did this. Maybe it should be this. Because it seems they're going opposite direction.
Backwards, yeah. It also seems like they've slowed down, right? So
Yeah, well, let's see here.
oh, maybe it was just because. Yeah, okay. So it was just because we were sending them off in the other direction.
No, they're still fucked up.
What? Huh.
So maybe that one's right. What am I doing wrong here?
Got another
X.
voice chat participant.
Who is there? Oh, hey, what's up, dude? This is Dus. I can't pronounce your name. I was just using your video a little while ago for reference again. I mean, this could be wrong here, but... Original count... Total distance, total original steps. Oh! Ooh. Oh, yeah, that's not it. Original FPS. What have I done? V2 is the last. V2 is the last.
Not to get you out of your focus, but I just want to explain that it's pronounced DOS Gamert.
DOS Gamert.
That's what
okay.
I thought.
Well, ask anybody. I'm bad at pronouncing everything, so I make up like my own words.
Oh, I mispronounce things on purpose because I think it's funny. So don't listen to me.
Oh, I do the same in stores.
You should see people trying to pronounce my last name. It's not at host. It's longer than that, but I go by host because nobody can pronounce it.
What's the real surname?
Hostinsky.
Hostinsky. Oh, I can do that.
Yeah. Oh, what did I do?
I mean, my surname is
cool just because
is weird as well. My surname is Remmers.
Remeth?
Remmers.
Yeah, there's sounds in that that my...
It means breakers.
Yeah.
I really screwed this up. I know I'm close.
All right, I'm just going to sit down and enjoy your live stream and be quiet, not to get you out of your focus.
Oh, no, you can talk if you want. I had it where I didn't have the chat, and I'm like, no, I just wanted to ask questions and stuff. So we're just trying to figure out this damn formula here. It looks sound, but it obviously doesn't work.
Well, I mean, the formula is what you were trying to do, which would suggest that we're using the wrong data somewhere.
So there's got to be more than two vertices. V2 is the last vertice. The weird thing is, even if you swap them around, it doesn't change the last direction. It still goes backwards, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so I would... whatever the thing that you come up with is, right? Whatever, what is it? S1? No.
I should call that like yeah, these bad variable names. Let's not change it
So
now.
N1,
So
N1 is V2 plus the direction times 128. Right. So N1 is like the one that you've added to the list, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Are you adding it?
No, I'm not. I never added it to the list.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, there's a good start.
Yeah, no. Okay, what's that called? I was so happy I got the math right, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to see if this works. 0 points.
You did get the math right, so that's not nothing.
0 points, comma. Account. What's N1? Yeah, those programmers. So it's going to like random data.
It might have been going to 0, honestly. Right? Like, if you're running in debug, it's going to 0.
Still slowing down. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
They're scared of the bottom. Wait, did I screw up something here? V1.
Yeah.
It should be V2 minus V1. I don't think I changed anything else. 0 points I count. Work. Uh-oh, it's running slow. But it looks like it's going to work.
Yeah, there you go.
It still seems like they're speeding up and slowing down.
It's very difficult to tell because the stream hitches probably once every,
Yeah.
second to 2 seconds for me, so. Tracking object speeds is difficult, but this looks normal.
Yeah,
those are pretty fast.
It's weird that I think the slowdown and speed up thing, I think there's a bunch of like, with the spline thing, there's like a lot of points that it's like making a point, like, I don't know, in certain instances, depending on how close the vertices are to each other, the original ones, it's making like a bunch of them in certain areas. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, so the arc length is going to be variable over time, right? You know what I'm saying, right? Like, it's not a linear relationship between speed and distance and time here. So, how are you?
Yeah, I think I actually got this.
I missed when all of this went in. So
the thing I'm using to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, time.
How are you figuring out where the enemy should be located at a given? How does the update logic work? I guess I'm going to step further back even.
This is just making a giant array of points, for one per frame at 240 hertz. So there's no magic going on. There's no.
Okay, all right. So you're computing the position along the curve.
Yeah, that's why I think there's a bunch of points bunching up, I think.
Yes. Yeah, you're going to get a ton of them if you're doing a constant time update along the curve. Yeah, you'll get a lot in curved sections and not a lot in linear sections.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure there's a fix for that. I could do that another day, but it seems to work.
Well, yeah, really, you don't want to generate one per frame. You want to generate one per like arc length, right? So whatever the yeah, what you're doing should work, right? If you're doing a fixed update rate, pre-computing the position on the curve, that should be fine. That's the correct approach.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be a way to like space out the. Maybe you got to take into account like the distance of the next, or maybe like how harsh the angle is, or something.
Yeah, I mean, ideally you would have. Are you calculating where on the screen or where in the world the enemy should be on each frame? Like, are you just grabbing it from the list that you've pre-computed, or are you figuring out which direction it should move?
All the movements calculated in this. Like I said, it's just a lookup in the actual thinking code.
Okay.
Here.
Right, but is it doing a movement add or is it doing a position set?
Right here. Basically this. Once it's ready to go, it just gets the next coordinate. That's why I took into account the frame rate here.
Okay, right, but these are like dxdy, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's an you mean offset, like a delta.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, the SX is the starting point plus, the ray.
Yeah.
DX.
I feel like the whole point of using curves for this sort of stuff is that you know the motion path, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so realistically, what you're computing for the curve is where on the curve something is at a given t if its speed is constant.
Yeah, so I'm somewhere this is wrong. The t.
Yeah, but t should be when it spawned plus the number of frames that have elapsed, basically, right? Because you're updating at a fixed rate.
Yeah. So I mean, like the ship, if it took 3 seconds to go down the screen before, it's taking 3 seconds now. But there's a bunch of extra points that shouldn't be there. You know what I mean?
Right, but if you're computing position off the curve, those points should be exactly where you would expect them to be.
What did I do?
Right, you could get a lot of duplicate points, for instance, if they're. Are you using? Yeah, okay, so you're using like doubles for positions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to get. I mean, it shouldn't matter. Right, it's just extra precision along a fixed curve. It shouldn't adjust the speed.
I could. I wonder if there's a BGFX way of just drawing a dot on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, it's got debug drawing functions. I just don't remember.
Yeah. Like make it actually draw the path on the screen,
Oh. Yeah. Curves are tricky to draw, but oh yeah, you could just draw all the
array
frames that it's generated.
Here, let me bring up here. This is what I think's going on. Oh shit, you gotta have a ready thing in there.
Examples, debug.
I mean, let's say it's redrawn the thing. Let's go like this, and then like a curve comes up and it's like this. You know what I mean? That's why it's slowing down when it turns. I think the straighter it is, the more accurate it is.
Yes, but such is the nature of curves, right? Like,
There's got to be a way to figure out so it's evenly spaced. Or is that even necessary? I mean, it might change
Yeah.
the way it looks a little bit. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So I've forgotten exactly. How did you convert all of these to Beziers? Like,
Right up
how
here.
were they stored before versus how are they stored now?
Before it was like an array of just waypoints. Like I think it was the total was max was 16. So it wasn't very.
And they just moved.
Yeah,
They just
now.
moved linearly.
Yeah. Just moved from
Yeah.
one to the next, one to the next, one to the next. Now it's just going through the
Yeah.
array, which has probably thousands of points in it. So there's no calculating anything on in real time. But it's something with the nature of the. I can't pronounce Baser. I'm gonna call it Baser. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's something about the nature of the
I know
form.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it sounds like you've converted linear motion. You're assuming like a linear move per frame from one position to the next into curved motion, right? Which is like arc time. So yeah, curved segments are going to be slower.
There's got to be a way to fix that, though. Is my point. I'll do that in the morning.
Yeah,
Unless you got
yeah, there is.
I should just, right now, being late. Okay, go ahead. Say
Yeah.
whatever.
Just without, I'd probably have to look at the way that the points are being generated because basically you just need to divide by. You want your points at a constant arc length, essentially, but that kind of defeats the smoothness point of it, right? So.
Yeah, because basically the ships move at a constant speed, or supposed to. See all this? I don't know. That might make it kind of adds a little life to it, though, instead of it just being mechanical. Doesn't really change the gameplay. And this world coordinate thing fixed so many problems. It created a few others, but
Yeah.
it's all fixable.
This will technically, I guess, change. If people are used to timing on stuff, it's going to change where between points where things change directions. It's going to change where they are on a given frame.
Yeah.
Right, like all of your local minima and maxima are the same.
Like that thing used to
Otherwise,
stutter.
things would look really wonky if they weren't. But yeah, you're going to get curved motion between waypoints.
I don't want to interfere anything because you're doing a fantastic job, but don't you have different options instead of having a linear or Bezier? You could maybe auto Bezier or some other interpolation. I'm no programmer, by the way.
Yeah, I've been thinking of there's got to be a way to not be totally like the Bezier curves or whatever. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that right, but maybe there's like some way
I think
to.
it's Bezier.
Bezier?
I'm not sure. Yeah. It's probably French. I don't know.
It's French. Yeah, it's Bezier or
Bezier.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, Bezier with a good French accent, which I can't.
Bezier. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you run into these problems in animation and stuff too, right?
Yeah,
So,
I'm an animator, so that's
yeah,
why I know
yeah.
a little bit about interpolation.
Yeah. Right. So you'll get cubic versus quadratic interpolations, and I mean, you could even ease in and out of local minima and maxima, but that's not really being computed right now, and it would involve changing the source data. You would have to know which interpolation you want to use between waypoints, or like between curve control points.
I was thinking if there's a way I could calculate it like this, and then I calculate it the same amount of frames the old way, like so it moves jerky, and then interpolate those two. and maybe I get the best of both worlds.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I could try that right now. That sounds kind of fun.
yes. It's going to be the most accurate to where things are supposed to be per frame between like inflection points and stuff.
Yeah. So, how do I do this? I'll have to.
If the goal is just to make it look smooth.
Yeah, I want it to be like the curves to be a little smoother than they were because I mean it was just so jerky, the old one, and I always hated that about Raptor. And not to mention there's a few bugs I found that probably made it even more jerky. But like every time somebody sees when I was running your video to compare it to, and a couple people mentioned how different it moves, and I'm like, well, it's supposed to be smoothed out. The old way was really clunky, but I mean, there's got to be an in between. So
Yeah, you know the control points, right? You know what they were supposed to be at 24 frames per second, right? And so you just need to kind of generate 10 in between, or for a given frame, right? Like you should know how many frames have elapsed since the last time you hit a control point, and so you just compute your position as that number between as like a linear step.
okay, let's try to make a get curve point. We could probably just for a test, just replace this function with like without the curve and just calculate, and it should look the way the original one. You know what I mean? So let's do that.
Yeah. Effectively, you want to linearize the curve a little bit.
Let's see if we could do that. Let's make a new curve function. All right, so math vector points, blah, blah, blah. Oh, here's where it allocates it. Okay. And I points is the old point. Oh, no, it's copying it. Oh, I see what this one's doing. Yeah, okay. Oh, let's just... I don't know if I'm going to need that. So... we know we got to go through the whole thing, right? And then we need to know the current position in, call it O index. Oh, so yeah, we got to basically, oh God, keep track of like the first point, the second point, and know how many points we want in between. It's time for some graph paper. What time is it? Too late for coffee.
If you're pre-computing all of this into a table anyways, where there's an entry for every frame that the enemy is on screen, I really think you just want to compute the position, and you just do position.x equals whatever lookup index.
Well, I'm lerping. I could lerp between x1 or vertex 1, vertex 2. Then when it gets to vertex 2, I swap them. Then I think that would work. Kind of like what we did with below with the normalized thing.
Yeah.
I should just add the normalized. You didn't have a normalized in the vector 2 part.
Doesn't it?
No, only for V3 and V4.
All right, well, I don't know what they even pay me for.
I'll add it later. I just wanted to make sure my math was right. Now, where is that code? Oh, wrong function. I just want this there for reference. So I'll call this, I'll name these better. Or actually here, I just go 1. But now we got to calculate the distance between two points, right? And how much time it'll take. We're probably going to have to know the speed, right? Let me think about this. Yeah, if I calculate this right, I can even weight it more towards one direction, like more towards the old way than the new way, so it's only a little bit smooth, you know? Did you go to a meeting? I mean, like time per point. Is that a keyword? Oh, dist. Oh wait, isn't the magnitude the distance? Let's keep it separate. What else do I need to know? Total time? No, maybe not. Maybe do. Ooh, la 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 la. Oh shit! I'm not checking the chat. People are talking. Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking at the YouTube chat. The water is like two normal maps cross-hatching over each other, and then there's like specular going on, and there's like a one light source. So the final game I have like is a one directional light that could like change position, intensity, and color. So maybe I could do like night and day stuff. And then I came up with this point light system. So there's like a light map for the ground and a light map for the air. And you can do like 1,000 lights. So every shot's going to have a light. Every particle's going to have a light. I want to get one of those like little screens you could put in front of your monitor so I could like see the chat. I won't forget about it. Just don't want to spend the money right now. There's probably some cheap way to do that. I used to have this thing. I mean, my iPad's so old that you can't even turn it on anymore. But there's this thing you could share a screen to an iPad. I'd probably have something like that for a phone. But that'd be so small. I don't know.
Been having problems with my Bluetooth transceiver or something, so my
Why?
headphones just haven't been connected for, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Oh, really? I thought maybe you had a meeting or something came up.
No. I was ignoring you, just not on purpose.
Ooh. Yeah, the distance is a square root of the magnitude, right?
Yes, correct. Well, so I mean, the magnitude is the square root of the square of each side added together, right?
Well, I got magnitude equals x times x plus y times y. Then dist equals square root magnitude. I thought that's a distance formula.
No, magnitude is the distance of a vector, right? If you've got a vector that starts at 0, 0, right? Its magnitude is the length of the vector. So when you're doing, yeah, sure, like distance is, yeah, if we assume distance to be the magnitude of the vector, then yes, it's the square root of what you've got there. So that math is correct, even if everything isn't.
Yeah, I remember like doing things like each time you just use the magnitude if it actual value didn't, because it'd save you a square root.
Well, okay, right. Again, the magnitude is the value after the square root. Right? You can take the squared magnitude, you can take the squared distance. That's fine. But if you don't need direct, or if you don't need actual magnitude, right? If it's just direction, no big deal. If it doesn't need to be normalized, no problem. But yeah, if you want to take a direction vector out of what you've got there, yes, you need the square root like you've got.
Yeah, and I think, well, yeah, I want the real distance because I think I have to use that. So I need to like calculate. Oh, what?
So if you want, essentially what you want is a vector from the last waypoint in the direction of the direction the thing was already going, but 128 away.
Oh, this has nothing to do with that 128 thing.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Okay, I've clearly missed some things.
I'm trying to calculate a giant array of points from the old like 16 waypoints, but now one per frame, so into a giant array. I want to see how that looks. No curves, no, just basically calculate a new array that each position is one frame.
Yeah, okay. Right. So each hold on. Just gonna write this out in code because it's easier for my poor brain.
It'd be easier if it was in the morning and I wasn't streaming when everybody's watching me screw up math. Yeah, he's good. Cool. Yeah, I want to get in a stream deck. I wish I got the bigger one now, if you could see that. But like I put the chat on the second monitor, unless I have my contacts in. I could go like this to read it. I can see the monitor close to me, but not the one far. That's why I like to have one like right below me. There's got to be like a can't type. $7-inch, $229 or $99. Oh, what's this? $320 by 480. That's not high res enough. Halloween sale. $320 by 480. I wonder if that'd be enough just to see the YouTube chat. Oh yeah. I use that for reference now. If I want to go see what a level looks like, I'll play it side by side. Like this, watch. And then I'll do this. Oh shit, I gotta comment this stuff out. Oh, it doesn't like this. Raptor. There, a sea lion. Oh wait, I got decaf coffee. I can make decaf coffee. Oh shit. I forgot. There it is. I used to load up the DOSBox version, but it's easier to go to your video now. Seems like it slowly goes out of sync. There must be something wrong with my math. This one's behind. Unless the video is maybe off, I don't know. Let's try this again. It's not bad the way it is, the smoother, but I'd still like it to be a little perfect. Whoa! Well, it is a little. That's what I'm trying to fix. Around the corners, the ships slow down on... Oh, like you can see where I'm pointing. The new Raptor, the ships slow down on the tight curves. Yeah, the boss ain't in there yet on the new one. All right, let's put this back. Oh, man. I'll just call it old. Spell that right? Total time. I probably don't need to do anything. I'm probably overthinking this like I usually do. Was that me or somebody else?
Yeah, that was me. That was me. It was me joining again. Just unmuting myself to wish you a very, very, well, good luck on this session of programming.
Thank you, man.
Because it's past midnight here. Everything you say goes into the future. It's the 5th of November here.
The future. No, remember the 5th of November. I have to watch V today.
But thanks for the company. Really enjoy checking out this stream. Keep it up, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, stop by anytime.
Dropping in.
And I might do, if you need it, a new long play of Raptor of a level maybe to show you, to check if it's out of sync.
Yeah, is the video any chance? I'm gonna have to do it like with the original DOS version, run it, see if it gets out of sync. It's hard to tell. You know, if I started this totally different, I would have kept around the original SDL version. I might have the code for that just to run it side by side.
The long play that you're checking out at the moment, it's quite a new video. I posted it last week, I guess, but the gameplay footage is already 6 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you replayed it. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, it helps a lot because before I was, if I wanted to check something out, I had to like, play through a level on a DOS box version or something, and it takes forever. Now I can just, fast forward through it. So it
Well,
helps.
I'm being on it because Raptor is part of my youth, and this is well, my way of contributing back, I guess.
Cool. It helps. It's going to save a lot of time.
Well, I enjoyed this. Have a good night, or have a good evening, if for that matter.
Yeah, it's like 6 p.m., 6 o'clock p.m. here. But
Yeah,
good.
and you got daylight savings next weekend, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there. I don't really pay attention when because it all happens automatically on the computer. So
Yeah, on the computer it does, but not in the car.
yeah, I don't go out
Uh,
much lately anyway. So it's like just nothing's going to change here.
well, we had it last weekend, so that's really confusing.
Yeah, I wish they would just stop that stuff and just leave it the same time all the day. I mean, all year. They say like certain amount of people die because of that time change because they're not used to it and it causes like car accidents because people aren't sleeping good or and like more heart attacks because people aren't getting good sleep and stuff.
And animals get road killed by that.
Yeah. It's just I hate now because now it'll get dark at 4:30 once that happens and it's like it's depressing. It's like it feels like
Maybe that
afternoon but it's like nighttime now.
would be a perfect thing for presidents for the program to add like stuff so they could gather funds to give animals good watches.
Yeah.
Good.
Good night, man.
All right, good night, dude. Yeah, stop by anytime, man.
Will do.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to start streaming earlier instead of doing this late in the day because I'm like brain fried at this time. But I'll let you go, man. I could talk forever. So
So that code that I sent you
where?
should be in a Discord DM.
Oh, okay. I see it.
Obviously, that's not going to run, right? But like, if you're just looking to generate interpolated frames between, I don't think you like. I don't know. I don't know if there's a huge benefit to pre-generating this. It uses a lot of memory for not a ton of reason. You know, like doing this once per frame per enemy probably isn't going to kill your frame budget or anything.
Oh no!
But if you wanted to pre-generate it, right?
Well, I did that because everybody I was like it just seemed like the Bezier curve thing was like going, it goes through the whole thing to calculate a point easily, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. So I'm like, okay, I'll just get that working. I could come up with a better way down the road if I want to.
Yeah, fair enough. It's like their vector 2s having, I don't know, how long is the average enemy on screen? 3 seconds? 5 seconds?
Yeah, other than
240 times 3 of those. 2 doubles.
Yeah.
It's not an insignificant amount of memory, but
I could always lower the total frame rate to 120 or the update rate. But yeah,
I mean, it'd be substantially smoother. Right?
I think. I mean, I just wanted to figure it out first, and then without having to like rewrite the enemy code and the movement code.
Fair.
But yeah, let me see what that is. I know I figured this out before. I just don't remember. Yeah, so you got
Right,
240 times 3 seconds. So 720 ints times 4. That's how many bytes? So what's that, like 3 megs almost? Three megs times. I don't know how many ships
Yeah,
there are.
it adds up.
Yeah, I could make a little thing to add it all up right now. Yeah, I wonder. sure I could come up with something. Because every time I started writing it down on paper, and I'm like, what I'm starting to, the path I kept going down, it's like it's basically a Bezier curve. I mean, because you need 3 points to calculate a curve.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was trying to think here, but I still got my scratch paper up. Oh, bad to undo. This thing have an eraser? Yeah, it's called a.
Do you remember how the tool worked for generating these originally?
Yeah, it's basically a line drawing thing. You put down a point, like a. Here, let me change the color of this thing. Just like in the thing in Demon Star.
Oh, right. Okay, I think I kind of remember this.
Why would it change colors?
And so when you saved something off of that, it was just saving out 24.
Yeah, like Demon Star had more waypoints. Yeah, but Raptor only had like 16. So most of them had like 9. So it's like here. You know, that's basically a Raptor one. And then it goes.
And it was just a linear move.
And there was an error right when it went here, and I tried to fix it, but I don't think it's 100% fixed in the original one. But I was thinking if there's a way to not like do a total, like, I mean, if you had like some, let me undo that. Like you got
okay.
here,
here. Right. Okay. So you had these waypoints. The distance between them implicitly determined how long it would take because you set the enemy's speed, and that was consistent.
Yeah, that was 24 frames a second. So like the enemy speed was 6, it would move 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. And then if it moved to this, went past this, say it would like 6 would put it over here, right? It would take that difference and add it, so it'd be like 6 around the bend. But my thinking was, there's got to be a way to like do this where it like kind of just curves here a little bit, you know, instead of like a Bezier curve like that. You know what I mean? I mean, now it's doing that with the, how do you pronounce that damn word again?
Bezier.
Bezier. I mean, now it's doing like this, you know, or the optimal thing would be like this. That's got to be possible. I almost think of it like, I don't know. Like the closer it gets to something, that the gravity's pulling on it.
You can make it look good, or you can make it behave the same way that it did before. But to do both, like you're going to trade one for the other at least a little bit, right?
Yeah, I'm looking for something in between. Like this would be the perfect answer, like this stupid curve right here. Yeah, because it's either like it's either like this the old way, you know, it's either like that the old way, or like this, or not. That's not that extreme. But it's like this the new way, you know. Or the best way would be it just starts curving at the last minute.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, ideally, right, like, the question becomes, do you want it to touch the point that it used to go to, or do you want it to not quite make it there?
Be close to it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't curve
you're effectively using every other point as a... as a control point for the curve.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, the harsher the angle, the more it would be pulled away from the other one, but I'm trying to minimize that distance. Yeah. But then that curve, here, let me change the color again. Not green, it'll look Christmas. How about blue? But like so that the steps are, you know, or whatever, it's like, it's even instead of bunching up, you know?
Yeah.
Because now it's like, you know, that's how it is now. That's wrong.
Okay. So, I mean, in that case, really what you want is probably to compute how... Because we don't want to change the time that it takes to execute the curve. But we do conceivably want to change the distance per frame then, right? Because like the distance along the curve per frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you basically need to take arc length into account. You want a consistent arc length per frame, not a consistent time step. Right, like right now, I'm guessing for whatever curve you've got set up, your t is just
It's linear.
the number of the number of frames elapsed times
It's right here. Yeah. It's
divided by 240.
yeah. It goes through total steps, index divided by total steps to get a percentage. When that really has to change between the old waypoints, depending on how harsh the angle is. I'm sure if we got like some genius mathematician in here, oh, just do this times sine something, you know.
Somebody in the chat remind me how to compute arc length.
I don't think I've ever done that.
So you know, okay, ahead of time, you know the original time that it took to execute the curve. And we don't want to change that.
Wait. Say that. I was typing. Say it again.
So ahead of time,
we know the total time.
The original time that it took to execute the curve.
Yep. We know the original time for the whole path.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes. Right, okay. So ahead of time, you probably also want to pre-compute the total distance.
I got that too.
So
total distance.
But including the curve, like the curved portions of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean.
Right, like the distance of the curve, not the straight line distance that the path occupies, but the actual total length of the curved section.
Based on from what to what?
Like the whole path.
Okay.
Because right? If you're generating a Bezier, you basically want to know how long the whole thing is going, and what you want per step is not. You want to make sure that it takes the same amount of time, but you don't want to move along the curve at the same rate. You want to move a fixed. You want to move a T that is such that each step has the same curved length.
Yeah.
Right. So if the path is straight between two sections, right, it's going to be like a linear step. But during through curved sections, it'll expand, right? Like the steps.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. There's got to be a way to affect the T based on the angle.
Right. Yeah. So you effectively when you compute a position along a curve, right? You're running the curve function against time between 0 and 1, essentially, where 1 is the end of the curve and 0 is the start. So knowing the curve that you are on, right? I mean, it seems like these patterns these paths effectively become made up of curved sections, right? Not everything is the same curve. So you know the curve section that you're on, which means you should be able to compute the arc length of it.
From 2 points?
So
or 3 points?
Yeah.
Well, then we'd have to calculate that here.
Yeah. So yeah, it basically becomes like at each point, or for each curve section, compute the arc length as a percentage of the total arc length of the whole path added together. Right? And you want to step along that consistently so that each,
I get what you
step
mean.
is a consistent arc length. I would have to look it up, first of all. I haven't dealt with arc length in ages.
I'll figure this out in the morning. I know I can.
Yeah.
I should just, it's late. I should just go back to finish some of the other stuff because it's not that late.
Yeah.
But like this math shit is better I do in the morning when I'm not streaming.
Fair. Yeah. The important thing to remember is those words, arc length, or arc time in particular. Because that's what we need to find out.
Yeah, I keep wondering. Like there's a brute force solution to this or something. I mean, where's that? Like, here, let me go back to the 3-point. God, this thing only has so much undo.
Well, yeah, this is basically just like analytical calculus, right? You're finding an analytical solution to a calculus problem.
So you got that. And maybe I could find... I just thought of this drawing program today. It's easier than Photoshop, and that's why I like having graph paper. But now I can use this to think of things. Like you calculate a point here, and you know the distance, and the closer it gets, the more it goes to the second point than the first point. You know, then you kind of get like a... You know, like... I mean, if you average the 3 points, but you give this one priority, or what if you did like I mean, if you average 3 points, right, it would give you right there, right?
Yeah.
But what if you added this one 2 or 3 times more? Would that move it towards this? Then you'd have this point, and then you get a percentage from this one to this one. And you slowly move, this gets closer to 1, you move towards that point. And then it does the same thing, to the next point and to the next point.
I mean, effectively what you're doing with a curve, right, is you're taking 2 points at the ends, right? You're taking a linear, taking a line, sticking a point in the middle of it that sort of pulls the center.
Yeah, I mean, I get the Bezier curve or Bayes, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of another way of doing it that's more suited to what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Let me see. So, I mean, like, that would work, though. I mean, if you have, like, 3 points, right? Say they're all equal distance. If you average them, doesn't that give you the center? Did you die out again?
No. Sorry, I'm thinking. Sorry, what do you mean if you average them? You're talking about these 3 green points, right?
Yeah. Wouldn't, like, V1 plus V2 plus V3 divided by 3 equal that?
Yes, I think.
Yeah, my point is that, okay, well, what if I did V1 plus V2 plus V2 plus V3 divided by 4? Would that bring it closer to that one?
Oh, so like just weight it more heavily towards
V2?
V2?
Yep.
Yes, yeah. That's exactly what it would do.
Yeah, I think that would work. And then, like I said, then you know the distance between these 2 points. So you can make a 0 to 1, and as it gets closer to 1, it veers towards this point more. Then you kind of do the same thing. Calculate another point between these two for the next one. And that would give it a slight curve that you could
Yeah.
weight. That you could weight it. Then
Right.
even
So you're taking basically the same problem, which is that those frame update points get closer to get closer together in sections where you're curving, but you shorten the curve so that it runs faster, but also doesn't go as far.
I
Right?
think
Like you're reducing the distance that it's traveling, but it does mean that it will travel.
Oh yeah,
faster.
yeah. There's less
You're
distance.
effectively
Yeah.
linearizing it, right?
Yeah. And somehow there would be a
So
way. Yeah. Oh my god, I see what you're saying.
yeah, yeah, like it'll resolve your problem in that it'll appear to be faster, but it is important to remember that it won't go to the same point.
Yeah, I
right?
never wanted to. There's no way to make a curve if you're going to the same point. And if it curves, there's going to be less distance traveled.
It's effectively what you've got right now is what is it, quadratic? Yeah, I think so, right? I think just by nature of like changing distance like that, you've either got a sinusoid or you've got a quadratic curve towards points when you start to change directions, weighted by how far the next point is in the opposite direction, because shit's weird.
I should get my son in here. He's a physics major.
Yeah, he'd probably tell us we're both wrong, because I'm fairly sure I am, but
I use him as a translation because I don't know all the math terms and I don't know math notation. So it's like I just play around with things.
yeah, that's really not a bad approach. But so what you've got right now, right? Like all of the points where,
but say I do this way. If I knew it took 0.1 seconds to go from here to here, then the new curve I can make this go 0 to the same amount of time. So it's less distance, but it's moving the same speed. Or I can just keep the same thing, but I get it close where it's hardly noticeable. If I had the weighting thing, I could play with different values and find the perfect in-between.
Yeah. So, like I said, what you've got right now is all of the original points where the ships would stop moving and change directions. You still hit those. So if your players are expecting the ship to go a certain distance, right, you have to wonder whether you want to change that or not. And maybe you do, right? Like it sounds like this was just a thing that you couldn't really do on computers at the time because it turns out computers were slow then.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to keep that, right, like you can pre-compute how far along the curve you need to move each step to keep a constant speed.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it's curved motion.
Another benefit of if this works is I could set the weighting to 0 or whatever the hell, so it'll just in classic mode it'll just go the jerky movement, and then in the new mode it's a little smoother.
Yeah, at the expense of things not going as far when they before they change directions.
I'm gonna do a test right now to see if this works. Oh, here, let's put this back the way it was. Let's make sure this compiles. 6:37. What is today? Say Thursday?
Yes.
Here, let's just comment this shit out. I'm too tired to. It's not gonna compile either. I'll just see the result in the damn debugger. So let's make this a perfect triangle. V1 dot Y. One. Negative one, one. Does that look right? Just want to. Oh, there's an error. Shit. Oh, fucking. That looks right, doesn't it? If you can see that. Oh, it shows it up here too. What if you did plus V2? V3 is the right side, right? Did your mic go out?
Nope, should
Okay.
should still be good.
Yeah, it moved it to the right. Why change though? Maybe that won't work.
That's what we were expecting, right?
V3 is yeah, it's going to be a little more complicated to do what I want than I thought.
Yeah, unfortunately, as soon as you start talking about curves in video games, unless you know that you can use a clever approximation, it begins to become fraught with peril.
Yeah. I thought that when I started first looking up like basic or base. I'm not gonna try it again. Yeah, and every article just with like crazy, and everybody talk about the same problems, and it was no really good answer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's if you want constant speed along a Bezier, it's basically like you're doing analytical calculus. You end up either spending a ton of time in real time or using a pile of memory in a lookup table. And there's kind of no way around it.
This is disheartening. I'll think of something. I always do. If I could figure out that way to like weight it more towards a. Somehow you got to take the let me think about this. Where's my You might have to do each axis differently, or each x and y depending on how. Let's see if you had here. Oh no, the y should change. Maybe it is working. I mean, yeah, the y index.
Yeah, you're roughly linearizing the curve, more or less, depending on how much you choose to weight it. But and because you're just using the middle point, weighted twice as much as the other two, it's going to depend. How much it gets flattened out is going to depend on how far away from 1 and 3.2 is. If I'm explaining myself.
Yeah, I think I know what you're saying. This would be a good thing, like what Dragon did at Game Maker. Make a little graphical program to just draw the dots.
Yeah.
I guess I could do that in this. I'm like a visual person. If I could see the output visually, it's easier to figure out this stuff.
Yes.
Shit, I could just do it in Unity, really. Just use some spheres or something. Is there any thing like that online where you could type in code and just have it display simple shapes like a solid circle or something?
Undoubtedly. I don't know. I don't use anything off the top of my head, so
that would be really good to figure this stuff out.
It would.
So 5. Let's add another 3. Let's see something. 3 plus 3, 8. It should be almost to that one. Damn it, I pressed the wrong button.
Cool.
So I need an abort button. Yeah, it's totally moving towards vertex 3. Now I want to know one thing. Let me. I'm using BGFX, and I mean, that ain't gonna solve this problem. Where the hell's T count? Hello.
Valid question.
Not.
Is that somebody smarter than me?
Oh, I declared it inside a loop, doy.
Hola.
Who
What's
was
up?
that?
That's me, Vapor.
Oh, what's up, dude?
Nothing much. Just came back from work. Just relaxing now. I haven't actually taken off my coat yet. Let me open up the stream. Are you streaming?
Yeah, I'm streaming.
All right, let me pull up the stream here. Awesome. There we go.
There's 528 ships total.
So the smart thing, the clever thing, I guess, to try to do here then would be to see if you can break up portions of their movement into curves that you can reproduce for other sorts, right? Because I would imagine there's probably a fair number of those ships that share, everything that moves in a straight line down, everything that moves in a straight line left, right? Probably doesn't need its own copy of that interpolation.
I think I just got the idea what to do.
Yeah.
I could have it move like it used to with the low count points, but I go through and apply that weighted calculation on the points. So it's only just a few pixels different, but enough to smooth it out a little bit.
Yeah.
They don't have to have all
that
these.
keeps all of your original distances and stuff, so things should still be in roughly the place that players expect. I think
could
that's
probably
a good solution.
divide something too to slow it down a little bit because it's going a less distance, so it's actually the same amount of time on the screen. That's probably the answer instead of doing all these lookup tables and shit like that. So I could pre-calculate a new flight array that's the same size as the original. Or maybe it's still going to be problematic. You'd have to add a couple points. Like maybe triple the amount of points or something like that. Maybe it could be variable, but you know what I mean? But not like at 240 hertz or whatever, like 240 ray items per frame,
Yeah.
I think that might be the answer. I could maybe use array, like another array, but it's basically another array of waypoints. But it's just a couple more waypoints. So if there was 9, now there's going to be 18. So it's just twice as smoother. Or maybe I could make it variable so I can make it and find the balance. But yeah, I think this curve thing is overkill the way it is.
More importantly, I think it's not solving the problem that you actually wanted to.
Well, it did smooth it out. But that slowdown around the curves, it caused kind of... I don't know, I'm not sure that affects gameplay that much, but it's not Pac-Man,
And again, I think as long as things still go to where they originally went, if they get there or they get part of the way there on a slightly different frame, it's not the end of the.
Yeah. So what I could do, let's say you got point A. This is the original path, say, right? And this will be the new path. So you'd start there again. But you're going towards this, so there'd be a point here that's slightly off, then it'd be here, here, here. And then that magnitude could be amplified to almost bring it back to its original position, but I'd just be adding a couple more frames or a couple more waypoints. But then it's just like it was before, basically just stepping through the waypoints. It's just crazy enough to work.
Yep.
I could take a nap now and work on this, but it's like 7, then I won't be able to fall asleep. So I'll probably just wait till tomorrow to start on that. Let me run it and see what other problems. Let's save this for tomorrow. Though it's an intriguing problem.
It is. It's a good one.
Like I said, there's always like some simple brute force way of improving it a little bit. I remember, 'cause I went through this with the original one. I mean, I couldn't use that many waypoints, and I was like, somebody goes, use splines, and I'm like, for one, you can't make arrays of splines back then, nor could you calculate them in real time in a game.
Yes, this was the problem.
It's probably Carmack that said that.
Yeah, you could now, but problem, that's not what it did before.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have come up with a solution for it. There's gotta be
But did he? No. Well, is Carmack really so great then?
Yeah. I wonder if he had like how the paths worked in Doom. I mean, I never looked at. I saw the Doom code, but it was like 27 years ago.
John Carmack is so good. Why isn't he in this chat right now telling me how to do it?
All of a sudden, he shows up. No, he was a wealth of information. He was a really good programmer.
Yes, that's, I think, the one thing about him everyone can agree on.
It's like when we went to lunch, we just talk about programming shit. Oh, I don't know. Should I keep fucking around with this, or should I make like a? No, I don't want to rewrite the waypoint system right now. That's okay. We fixed a lot of problems. What's not working? There's got to be some simple things I could fix before 8 o'clock. Let me run it. Yeah, it's not horrible, but I mean, I can't. Maybe I'm sure this movement it's going to screw up the bosses or something.
It's so the bigger problem I would think is, I mean, a non-zero number of these enemies shoot while they are moving, right? So what it will change if they're in a different spot on a given frame because they're moving faster or slower is the spacing between shots coming at the player. Right? Like if it's moving side to side and it's slowing down, you're going to get the shots bunching up too.
Well, that's based on time. It's nothing to do with the movement.
Oh, right, but I mean, they're shooting from the position that they're at.
Oh,
at that
yeah,
time.
from the
So
move.
they're
Yeah,
moving
yeah.
Slower. They're in a slightly different spot.
Yep. There's another solution. I remake the ship editor.
If they're moving faster, right? You're going to get shots that are spaced out more because the time is the same.
Yeah,
but if they're moving slower,
you.
You're going to get them bunched up, and it's going to be harder to slip between them. So,
I get what you mean.
Some people might not like that.
This might be the real solution. I just leave it alone for now, or I put it back the old way, and I'm probably gonna have to remake the ship editor anyways, and then I have it save the old waypoints, and then it lets you set new waypoints for the new one. I don't know. Depends how much I want to change the new mode, you know. That's been nothing but going down a rabbit hole since day one. 'Cause I really want to change the gameplay in the new mode, make it more fun, more balanced. I just thought of another problem. If you're calculating
Now I
that,
lost my headphones again.
yeah, when you're calculating the points, you can't change every point. Otherwise, you run back into that same smoothing problem. So you calculate this, but then, oh god, yeah, it's going to get hairy. But then once you pass this one, where do you start, if you use this point to average the next 3 points, it's going to get tighter and tighter. I could do every other point. Hold on, let me see something here. One, two, three, four.
That's really annoying. I think I need to restart.
What happened?
Oh, I lost my Bluetooth connection again. So my headphones just kicked it.
Oh, you got cordless ones?
Yep.
I like the idea of cordless, but I've always had problems with those too.
The delay is kind of weird.
Yeah, analytics.
Pretty reliable.
They disconnect like randomly.
Yeah, this has been solid for me. This is the first time I've had trouble with it, and I think it's either the USB hub that my Bluetooth receiver is plugged into, or the receiver itself, because it's just like the $10 Chinese Amazon special, right?
I'd blame it on the hub for sure.
This hub is like, there's some exceptional fuckery going on here. It's got a USB-A to USB-A cable, right? Like both ends of the cable look like the end that plug into your computer.
Yep. USB-A,
which is not standard. The spec actually explicitly says don't ever do that. And I have problems with things like randomly disconnecting for no reason. So
Yeah, I'd blame it on the hub for sure. Because hubs usually, usually the cheaper ones have like a tendency of being 1.5 amps or 2 amps, and when you plug in like more than a keyboard and a mouse, things just go nuts.
Oh, well, yeah. So, I mean, it's a powered hub. And I looked at the adapter that came with it and I was like, this is trash. And I swapped it in for a bigger one. But
Okay, so you put in like a 3 amp.
yeah, pretty much
Yeah.
everything I have is just a 5-volt 3 amp, because anything less than that is,
Shit.
yeah. Like, I know me. I know what I'm going to plug into this.
Yeah, same. You just plug in a hard disk drive and it just goes nuts. No, just
Yeah.
get a better power supply.
Yeah, so I was thinking, I don't think that way. This is almost an impossible problem to solve. Even like say like in this situation, you went from here to here to here to here. I mean, I guess you'd almost have to like know to go down a little bit here to come up.
Well, yeah. So you need additional data, right? This is why Bezier curves have control points. It's because you know how far. Like they well, yeah. I mean, you know what a Bezier curve does. But
maybe I could make an editor to re-edit them or something.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could get it to import what's already there and then convert them to, you could dump them, honestly, you could dump them into Illustrator or like Affinity Designer or some other vector program that knows how to handle like SVG curves.
Yeah.
And then, so I mean, at that point, they would be linear, right? They're just lines, steps between. And you just drag them out into the curve that you want. and then export probably as an SVG, and then convert the SVG into binary data that you can use.
That sounds like more work than making a simple editor with just solid colors.
Well, yeah. I mean, it becomes a question of whether you want to.
I mean, I'm probably gonna have to remake the enemy editor anyway. Oh, I hate this. It's like this whole last few weeks has just been like, you think you're almost done with something, and the things you got to do is it just keeps mounting. Or I could just say, I mean, I should just put it back the old way and just say, fuck this for now. You might come up with something, I might think of something better down the road, or,
Just do linear interpolation between the original points for now.
Yeah, I could use the original points and just fix the bugs in the old movement routines, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, and that's nice, because then you don't even need to. You don't need the lookup table, right? Like, you can just do the linear 10, divided by 10 step in between.
I could just use like the normal direction vector thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But then I could fix the bug because even though I tried to account for the here's something stupid I did. I don't know why I did this. I mean, maybe there's a reason, but I can't think of it. Are you looking at the stream?
Yep.
Where the hell is that? Okay. So here I init a move object or whatever. That like sets up all the data for, it's basically a line drawing function. That's that's the only math I knew at the time. And you really couldn't do all the normal direction and stuff. Square root would kill it. But here I call the original move obj, but I had to write a special one for the enemy. So I made it move eobj. So in effect, every time it hits a waypoint, it's moving it twice. So that's
what it was doing originally?
Yeah, that's from the original code. And I don't know why I did that. I can't remember my thinking. But then it adjusts the speed or whatever. Yeah, maybe that's why I did it. I don't know. And I was trying to make up for the, like, if it was like one distance from the next waypoint, but then it added 6, you moved it 6 for the speed, you had to undo that and add it after it went to the waypoint. So, you know what I mean? So around the corner, it moved 2 on one side of the angle, or the arc, no, it's not even an arc, what do you call that? The angle, and then 3 on the other, whatever. But I don't think I did it right. I remember thinking about that. Yeah, that's the problem with this. Like, you could come up with all these ways of doing it, but you don't know what was intended. There's no way without doing something manual. You can't say like, that's what I intended it to. Because what if you intended it to move like a perfect U, or like a box,
Yeah.
What if it was intended to move like that, You couldn't just make it a curve,
Yeah, right. Like, it changes the behavior. It changes the intent. Now, one would hope that the person who wrote it originally would know, but when it's 27 years ago, yeah, anybody's guess.
And here's the problem: I didn't do all the ship paths; other people did, and I found out seeing them off position. The guy put a ship down in one spot, made it go backwards to give it a delay before it comes on the screen, instead of putting it in the right spot in the first place.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that.
That's why, like, when those one ships were like offsetted down half a screen, they were moving backwards and then coming at the player or whatever, but you don't see it go backwards because that was off screen. I'm like, why would he do that? It's like instead of doing it right, you're like solving a problem that doesn't exist. Although there might have been a technical reason for that. Maybe you could only put one. That's probably it. You can only put one ship per tile.
Oh, at a time.
Yeah.
Per tile, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because, I mean, you couldn't do, like... There wasn't that much memory. I mean, we're already strapped for cache on memory, I'm guessing that's what it was. So then you could put, like... Have 2 ships come out at the same time, but one's, like, maybe a tile back or a tile forward. And then they come out at the same time. Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, it's weird. I just remember that now.
Oh, that's some classic game development bullshit.
Yeah. I do not want to remake that. I hate making tools. I am an anti-tool person.
Oh, I love writing tools.
Yeah, want to make one? You know what, God, my friend Mike, he always made the best like level editors and stuff. I used to be envious because like, God, I could never put the time into a tool. I make the most kludgy, basic tools. Although the Raptor stuff was nice. I wonder if, I don't know, nobody could make a video because I never gave it to nobody. I wonder if I have the EXE of it. I know I don't have the source, but hold on. I could run it if I could find it. Oh, sorry, I haven't been looking at the YouTube chat.
No, me either.
What are your different thoughts? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, I hate going through these old code shit. Where? Dropbox. Projects. This is kind of disheartening today. Time is it? 7:10. Maybe I'll just try to make it work with the old way again. I hate going to sleep at night when I didn't accomplish something. In fact, I opened more doors than I closed. Tools? Trailing white space. Easy font maker? I have no idea what that shit is. It's not really a bug. I'm trying to fix the jerky movement of the original one. I mean, my God, it's like the chips come down like chick, 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 and then there's a bug. Well, it was a little bug in the every time it passed a waypoint, but like now I made it Bezier curves or Bezier curves, and that created another slew of problems. Tools. Is there any EXEs in here? Link. I don't even know what the hell I would call that. MIDI maps. Maybe it's in maps. Get pics. Yeah, sometimes it's trying to fix up Raptor, and it's almost harder than making a new game. I don't think I have it. Get pics. I know I called it map something. Map maker. Map star dot star. Map.h, 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 map.h. That'd be cool if I could find the E of it. I could run it in DOSBox. Dig? Oh, digit. So I put the WAV files. Anim. Set up source. SWD. Hey, there's the old window maker.
Hey.
I gotta see that again. Let's see. Mount. Can't type anywhere.
Do I have everything installed here? No. Ugh.
What folder is this in? Dropbox projects Raptor. CD SWD. SWD. Oh, I need DOS 4GW.
Well, there's tons of copies of that floating around.
I'm sure I got it in here somewhere. Raptor.
There's a copy of it in the GLB linker, it looks like.
Oh, hold on, I lost. Can I go forward? No. Projects.
Like there should be one in new GLB hold.
New GLB hold. What are you looking at? The old repo or something?
Yeah.
Where the hell's new GLB hold?
A little bit down. It's under MIDI. You were in the right place.
Oh. Under MIDI.
Sort of like, I mean, in the list under MIDI, right?
Oh, new
New
GLB. I see it. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm getting it pointed to do her. There we go. DOS 4GW. You know what sucks is I don't think the DOS box is going to see it if I edit.
No, I think you got to restart it.
Son of a bitch must pay. No, it did. Hey, look at here's the window maker.
That's pretty cool. Hell of a palette you got there.
It's the wrong palette, but yeah. I'm sure there's a way to set it. I don't remember how to use this at all. Oh, I put up a control thing. I guess sometimes I did make good tools.
Yeah, this looks pretty competent.
Well, it goes to my hate of Windows. I'm like, I do not want to hand code every goddamn window, which I am doing now, by the way. There's no way I'm making it on a window maker. I probably spent 3 months making that damn thing. Good night. I'll type it. Where's my mouse? Oh, it's trapped in the DOS box. Yeah, so what I'll probably do, yeah, I'll make a sprite editor, or enemy editor. That shouldn't be too hard. But then I could manually put more points in between the original points, so it's true to, it can be to the original.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you can load the original data and you can kind of eyeball it.
I could probably just build it right into a freaking game. I mean, that'd be kind of cool that when the PC version,
Yeah.
people could like edit, make their own levels and shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's built into the game, it'd be nice too, because you could almost do it from like a console, right? It would. I don't know how uppity Nintendo get about including modding tools in your game.
Oh, it would only work on the PC. I'll put an if def for consoles. Because I mean, it'd be some like hardcore tool. It wouldn't be like something like it's part of the game that's very user friendly and stuff.
Yeah. You and I have very different ideas about what are interesting features to include with the game.
I'm more about the gameplay and the style and make
Like
it
the game, yeah.
immersive, like the immersion effect. I mean,
I'm the kind of person who would absolutely get hung up adding a level editor where there probably doesn't need to be a level editor.
Right, we quit Relic and come work for me for nothing. I'll pay you $2 a week.
Oh,
I mean,
cool,
I like the idea of good tools. I just don't like to make them myself.
That's very fair. It's not for everybody.
Like I said, my friend Mike, I mean, he makes some really good in-game tools, and all the games he remember at PopCap. You could take things and move them around, tilt them, and stack them. It was fun to actually make the level with his stuff. And I'm like, I'd be like more like something really kludgy that gets the job done. Though the Raptor stuff was pretty good, I guess, for the time for being DOS. But since you couldn't have like windows, I mean, every program was separate. Like SWD was the window maker. You had the level editor for the tiles and the ship placement, and then there was the ship editor, where you could make the paths for the enemy ships, place where the engines are, place where the guns are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to remake that tool because I got to be able to put the lights on the ships.
Oh, right, for night stuff and
just general coolness.
Even just for regular stuff, yeah.
And if I want to fix the gameplay, the boss ships are horrible. I want to make them a lot better. I wouldn't even mind redoing the boss ships for the new version, the new mode. I mean, I always wanted like Raiden, where the ships come out and things unfold, or you think you're almost done. Like, I almost made it. And all of a sudden, and some little ship comes out of the big ship, or something unfolds and it turns into something else. That's what I wanted to do. It was just not enough time or power to do all that shit back then. I mean, you couldn't have like 100 frames of animation on one ship,
No.
Now you can.
So good.
I mean, it's even possible that I can make like where some ships are the old ships and then like boss ships are 3D models or something, That would be real. Where they're styled after the original one, but then they have like, trap like doors that open, like missiles come out or something, I mean, the whole point was just to make this like kind of like I said it in the video, not like Raptor just ported. It was supposed to be like, not Raptor 2, but not Raptor 1 either, like Raptor 1.5 or 1.
Yeah. Turbo Raptor.
The last game you'll ever play.
Oh, Lord.
The last game you'll ever code, because it's going to take 30 years to finish. Scott, are you done yet? It's almost 2049. Yeah, 2 more weeks.
Gonna be like Wheel of Time, and Dean's gonna have to finish the last bit.
Yeah, it'll be passed down generation to generation.
Yeah. Fucking die, and it's Dean's legacy now.
Realize Scott O started Raptor remakes. Never finished it. It's the weirdest project I've ever worked on in my life. I mean, I helped, I ported most of the stuff for the Windows version. I mean, that was like nothing. That was a straight port. Yeah, I fucked up a few things like input on the mouse and I don't know why I would ever do mono music. Even the sound effects were mono in that version. Maybe SDL, you couldn't do that for some reason, I'm sure there was some technical.
I don't remember at the time. That was like SDL 1.2, right?
Yeah, or 1.1 maybe.
Yeah, that old SDL was not great. A little obtuse.
Yeah, I remember being in pain. The SDL2 was really good, but
yeah.
And I was using that, but then when I couldn't change shaders, I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do all these things that I want to do. That's when I started on the BGFX path. My God, the learning curve on that. I mean, it's mostly the docs, but now that I know it, I don't even really think about it. So, but I love the new engine now with it's basically a 3D engine running a 2D game.
I need to work on my own stuff.
Oh, well, now that I've been sleeping better, I just want to get up at 8 o'clock and be awake.
Man.
I'm one step closer. I slept 7 hours without waking up, but it was nightmarish sleep. Now I'd like to get eventually where I go to bed at 11, wake up at 7.
I would love to go to bed at 11. I'd love to wake up at 7 for that matter.
See, here's the weird thing. Because I'm not used to it, almost my whole life I've been a night owl. So if I go to sleep at like 4 in the morning and sleep till like 8, I'll be good. I'll feel fine the rest of the day. But it's like I'm not used to going to bed early, and I've been trying for so long. But then I'll go through like a week, like last week, where I fuck it up and stay up till 7 in the morning, and then and I sleep like an hour.
Yeah, that always has a distinct negative impact for a long time.
I mean, it's so weird when I sleep at night. It's like I need more sleep, probably because I haven't done it. My whole life, Except when I was like in school, I used to wake up at like 4 in the morning to watch like Star Blazers or something, and only sleep like 4 hours, and I felt fine.
I miss those days. I could use that right now.
I know, no responsibilities. Although, would you really want to do homework again? Like 1st through 5th was fun. Middle school sucked. The first 2 years of high school sucked. The last 2 years of high school were the best times of my life. College was fun. I liked it all being up to you and not like being forced into it.
Yeah, I had a hard time. Every time except the last time.
Yeah, I should go ride my bike, but it's cold. I used to ride my bike every day too. That made me sleep too. Somebody in the chat mentioned that. I wonder what the temperature is. Maybe I'll go fucking ride my bike right fucking now.
Yeah.
See, the problem is I
haven't
can't.
eaten yet today, so I'm probably gonna do that.
I cannot exercise if it's 38. That might give me an asthma attack.
Yeah, that's not optimal. I've just been staring at the same block of code for hours. This is not.
Now it's 29.
productive.
Oh, it's gonna get warmer. Like I could ride in 50, so during the day tomorrow I could ride my bike. Saturday, I should do that.
Get a bike mount for your phone.
Yeah, middle
Throw
school
a
fucking
headset on.
sucked. They're talking
Do a
about
good bike stream.
the what?
So you get a
Me
Yeah.
doing a
Bike.
bike stream. I'll wind up you see me going to
Yeah.
a bus or something. I am the most accident prone person in the world. But yeah, I hated middle school. They're talking about it in the chat.
Oh,
It's like all your friends that were cool in 5th grade, and now like puberty hit, and they're all like acting like big men. Fucking, it's like I know. I was like, what the fuck happened to everybody? Or this one guy
Yeah,
punched
very
me in the
bad.
stomach because I didn't know what song he was playing on the air drums. And I was like, what the fuck happened to this guy, man?
That's a very specific
Memory?
memory and occurrence.
Yeah. I'll never forget it because it just hit me out of the blue. Like, why would somebody get so fucking mad over something so stupid?
Huh.
Then one time I mentioned something to my mom, and my mom worked at the school. I go, oh, this one kid said something to me. So she tells the teacher, and the teacher has us all sit down and talk about it. I remember the 2 kids,
And then you
they're just going like this, looking at me. When the teacher wasn't looking, I'm like, I come home like, Mom,
Yeah.
why the fuck did you do
can't
that? Oh my God. It's like that just tells me I can't talk to you ever again. I'm never going to drop something in normal conversation saying, "Oh, my one friend
Yeah.
said this" or something. I mean, people say things all the fucking time. My God.
Yeah.
It's like if I told her like the things we say in chat, she'd probably be calling you guys up on the phone. Hey, what are you with my son? I'm gonna write a letter to Discord. Yeah, good, because they don't answer. Yeah, I remember too. Like, forgot what grade it was. Me and my friend were playing with like fighter jets, and they had like what did you call it? When the older the guys in like the classes above you were like wore that orange belt, like they were like not the guards. They had a word for it. Anyways, this older girl was like in charge of our class during like, I don't know if it was homeroom or whatever you call it. Where you basically do whatever you want. And me and my friend were playing with these toy fighter jets. And the girl says something to me like, when are you guys going to grow up and like start dating girls or something? And I just took my jet and flew it past her face. I was like,
Nice.
I was afraid of growing up ever since I was a kid because my parents just told me about it. Like, one day you're going to stop playing with toys and video games and you're going to find out that life is horrible and not fun and then you don't like your job. I mean,
That sounds terrible. Why would I want to do that?
I know. I remember, one time this is like when I was 12, before I even had a computer, I remember reading this magazine about Atari and they're like, and it said like they could go in anytime they want during the day and work. As long as they get their work done and stuff. And I wrote it to my dad. My dad's like, you're going to learn that life is hard. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to bring that up anymore. They never liked me being in the game. I don't think the game field. Except when I worked for PopCap, man. They were happy as shit then.
Big, respectable company.
It's like if I have a boss, they're,
If you're not crushed under the boot of somebody who tells you what to do, are you really living? Is it a real job?
I don't get it. Or I mean, you can get this job at a bank making 200. I'm like, I don't want to work at a fucking bank. I'd rather make less and do what I want. I didn't work my whole life learning all this game shit to go work at a fucking bank. Jesus Christ. I'd rather work at McDonald's. I actually liked that job. I don't know what I'd want to do if I wasn't doing this. Maybe work at like an animal shelter.
Oh, I had an ex who did that. That's how you get 12 cats.
I can see that.
I am speaking from personal experience.
I mean, I like animals, and I'm good with them.
$12 is too many.
I couldn't handle that. You really 12? I had 2 at the most,
Yeah.
cats.
Yeah, it was,
And
it was a lot.
An iguana.
Yeah, and that was 12 that were actually ours at one time. That didn't count cats that we were fostering because, well, yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there.
What? I was reading the chat. What'd you say?
Oh, I said that's 12 cats that were ours at one time. That doesn't count the ones that we were fostering.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's not great.
And cats are needy. I mean, I know there's 2 different cat personality types. There's the kind that don't give a fuck about anything. They just do their own thing. They don't really care if you're there or not. And then there's the ones that need attention 24/7. I've had both. Like my kitty, I mean, sometimes she come near you, but most of the time she just, wherever was comfortable, she just sit there and be purring, like having the time of her life when doesn't need anybody. And then Popo, it's kind of, always, wherever I go, she's there. And my cat before that was like that, a Siamese cat. Anywhere I went, she was there. I mean, she had to be near me. I had to sleep near my head at night, The head is him. I mean, that's true in a way, but
Yeah.
I remember when the other one, the Siamese cat, was a kitten. And when they're kittens, they got those pin nails. And I'm talking on the phone, and she proceeds to start climbing up my leg trying to get to the head. And I'm like, I'm like, oh my God, that hurts. It's like, you don't want to grab her or anything. And then she keeps going and makes it to my shoulder.
Oh God, yeah. Kitten nails are, yikes. They're a very special kind of painful.
Iguana's the same way. I always want to, like, I wake up and it's scary because iguanas bit me a million times. And I'll wake up and it's like sleeping on the back of my head or right next to me on the pillow, like looking at my face. And I'm like, don't move too fast. She might bite you. And then my iguana before this never bit. The thing was like a dog. We had her in the office at PopCap, and we'd put this wooden thing, like a plank, from the door of her cage to the floor. She'd get on it, slide down, walk back up, and just slide down and do that over and over. And then when she got tired, she'd go sit on the server because it was warm in a corner.
I have a standing desk. I should raise my desk.
Do you?
Yeah.
I always want to try one of those. Yeah, my one cat, I'm talking about cats in the channel, but Popo, that's what I got, not Popo, the Siamese cat, Kitty, in Texas. If you ever left like cash money out, she'd shred it. She'd never attack like unimportant things, like important papers or something. If you left it out, it'd be shredded. If it was a blank piece of paper, she wouldn't touch it. But then I'd go to sleep, and if you left change out on the desk or something by the bed, she'd sit there and push like a change off one at a time. Ding, 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 ding. And you just hear that in the sleep, like, I need sleep. Yeah, I think I'm done working tonight. I'm kind of depressed about this movement thing. Tomorrow I'll just rewrite it, put it back the old way, but with the bug fixes. Yeah, or else what I gotta do. Enemy. Oh. Well, it was a learning day. Burp. Excuse me.
There's value in that.
You know, look at all these flags. This is another thing I hate when I did back then. I had like so many different flags. You can't even keep it in scope. But what I gotta do, I want to change this to use like a, let's see, what is it called? Oh, I forgot I made a fucking transform.
Somebody stole an entire truck full of GeForce RTX 30 series graphics cards.
It was Rambozo. He drives trucks.
I think we finally got him, boys.
Well, if we don't turn him in, he's got to give us a few. Yeah, I made this new thing transform. I want it to work like Unity. You have parents. Position, scale. Somebody post that in the chat. Say, at Rambozo, I heard you got a load of, what was it? 30 what? Yeah, post that in the Discord, somebody. Get something to goof around with later.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I can have the transform, and it's got the real 3D coordinates in it, and then I'll have a, what do I call this? View coords. Yeah, I'll make it work with this. I can make every object in the game work with the transform thing. I can parent the lights to it. Oh, you posted it. He should join the chat more often. He is so funny.
His audio quality is just so bad.
I think he's talking on his phone. It's because he's driving.
He is. Yeah, I know.
And he's probably on speakerphone because I'm pretty sure it's illegal to talk on your phone the right way.
Yes. Ramboza's a good boy. Nice guy. It was weird meeting him.
I think I'm gonna quit at 7:40.
Yeah.
I am brain dead.
Reasonable.
So, well, I gotta tell you something after I stop. This is funny.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'm done streaming. I'll be back tomorrow. Work on this stuff. I gotta think about it. No, I don't want to start new things this late in the day. So, good night, everybody. Where's my end?